Tonight on News 5 Live, the rollout of kids' COVID vaccine continues across the country, and over 100,000 Pfizer doses are received by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. A shooting on Curacao Street on Friday night leaves 2 persons injured, and the Football Federation of Belize receives a new lineup of athletes to represent the Jewel in the upcoming CONCACAF Games. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new Smart Stream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, Smart Stream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy. Be like me and stream on the go with Smart Stream.
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad in the month of June. Visit a Benny's near you and get store-wide discounts on selected items such as Milwaukee and Axie power tools, Charbroil barbecue grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Benny's.
Celebrating 75 years of quality and savings.
The CONCACAF Nations League 2022 is ready to kick off. On Thursday, June 2nd at 4 p.m., your Belize Jaguars will host the Dominican Republic at the FFB Stadium in Belmopan. And after going on the road to play Guatemala on June 5th, they will be back on home turf on Thursday, June 9th as they take on the French Guyana national team at the FFB Stadium at 4 p.m. Catch all the action live from Belmopan on Channel 5 and on our News 5 Facebook page June 2nd and June 9th starting at 4 p.m. Let's support and cheer for our national team, the Belize Jaguars, as they get the ball rolling for this year's CONCACAF Nations League Tournament.
Staying connected with your loved ones while traveling is even more important during this global pandemic. With Digi, this is even easier and more convenient with our data roaming plans. Postpaid customers have instant access to mobile data within 41 destinations worldwide. With 3 affordable plans, starting at only $28, it's easy to instantly connect via your favorite digital platform. To purchase your data roaming plan, contact Digi before your travel date. If you are already abroad, you can contact us via email at digihelp@livedigi.com or via WhatsApp at 608-8888. For more information, visit our website at livedigi.com/digicel or visit a Digistore near you. You can roam, stay safe, and stay connected with Digi.
My name is Wilmer De La Rosa from Santa Elena Town. I am currently a student at Cayo, set for employment training. Enrolled in the electrical installation program. In late July 2021, I got a confirmation that I was a successful applicant and would be granted a scholarship from Social Security Board. It was one of the proudest moments for me. I felt very excited to start this new path in my life. So far on my journey as a Social Security Board scholar, my vocational technical scholarship has assisted me in achieving my life goals in so many ways. For one, it has renewed sense of purpose, another chance at professional development, and a start at a new career. This opportunity has paved the way for me to excel in life as an individual and as a member of society. Great things are coming after I graduate from SET. I can promise you that. Applying for a vocational technical scholarship through the Social Security Board is simple and easy. I would advise young people in need to apply. It is possible to create a fulfilling and fruitful life with a Social Security scholarship. Believe in yourself and your abilities and skills. I always say, the key is to always keep an open mind and let your determination be your motivation.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Tuesday, May 31st. I am Sabrina Daly. A national campaign by the Ministry of Health and Wellness as well as the Ministry of Education to vaccinate as many children between 5 and 11 years old is underway. The effort coincides with a recent delivery of over 100,000 Pfizer doses. Personnel have been assigned to various districts, and teams are hitting the ground running in an effort to cover as much ground as possible ahead of the new school year. The push is to ensure that children returning to their classrooms in September are protected against COVID-19. Tonight, we begin our coverage with a report from News 5's Isani Cayetano.
Since the rollout of Pfizer vaccines for children ages 5 to 11 began on May 30th, primary schools across the country have been given a schedule. Each school has been assigned a date when personnel from the Ministry of Health and Wellness will be visiting to administer COVID jabs to their student population.
Our parents were sent all information that the ministry had shared with us. We were given a date and time, which was today, and we got about 125 responses saying yes, that they do consent to the vaccine.
In Belize City this morning, Hummingbird Elementary, St. Joseph RC School, and Belize Elementary School were vaccination sites for students within the previously mentioned category to get inoculated. Tina Paul has a 9-year-old son attending St. Joseph. She was on hand when he received his first shot after giving consent.
I told him yes, because all of us got ours, so it's our right to get it.
What was the process like for him this morning here at St. Joseph?
He took it like nothing. He said it was just a little pinch.
For this mother of two, granting permission for her son to get vaccinated was fairly straightforward. He is a Standard 2 student and, despite another wave of COVID-19 infections, face-to-face instructions have become necessary.
I decided to do it because the children need to go back in classes.
At Hummingbird Elementary School, Principal Jamona Vasquez is leading an in-house awareness campaign to sensitize parents and students about the need for vaccination. Following a meeting with health and education officials, it was agreed that the school would be used as one of 3 locations today.
It was suggested that it's best that we open schools up for sites also, because for some parents, escorting their children to take vaccines can be a challenge because they have to go to work or there are lots of other challenges. So schools being sort of a hub also assists, right? So that is what we are encouraging all parents to make that decision, check with their doctors, get the information, and we're encouraging them to get their children vaccinated also.
It's the kind of support that has seen a majority of the older students at BES receive both doses. For the younger population, there are 396 students altogether who are eligible for the shot. A little under 50% have received their first dose thus far.
That would be a little less than half, but we also have some students that were already vaccinated, whether their parents took them abroad, made other arrangements. So I would say maybe now we have about half between ages 5 and 11.
What does this mean for you guys here at Belize Elementary School? I gather that perhaps the older population of students, for the most part, are vaccinated, but to have this particular age range joining them means a lot in terms of the safety and the security, health-wise, of these students.
Yes, our students in our upper classes who are 12 and above, we have about 80% of them who are fully vaccinated, and now we have, I would say, about 50%. So it is, for us, I think that is a great way to start. I am hoping that more parents will consent to getting their child vaccinated for their protection as well as the protection of all of us here at school.
The overall success of the combined effort by the Ministries of Education and Health and Wellness, however, depends on parents understanding the need for their children to be immunized against this virulent illness.
So far, I think parents seem to be giving us positive feedback. However, the challenge for school vaccination was they wanted to be here, but it was hard for us to accommodate parents and students together in this compound, being it's a small compound, and also to follow all the COVID safety protocols.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
New cases of COVID-19 continue to increase daily, with a positivity rate now above 10%. Today, the Ministry of Health and Wellness announced a total of 122 new cases, bringing the total number of active cases to 1,154. Fortunately, 96 recoveries were recorded with no new deaths. As the ministry recently announced, the Omicron BA.2 subvariant is presently the dominant strain of COVID-19 in Belize. While the strain is reported to be way less lethal than its predecessors, Omicron BA.2 affects an upper respiratory system, leading to severe sore throat, runny nose, coughing, body ache, and fatigue. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has received a procurement of over 100,000 doses of Pfizer pediatric vaccines. The donation was made possible through a partnership between the Foreign Affairs Ministry and the Republic of Slovakia. Altogether, exactly 124,000 doses were handed over to the Ministry of Health and Wellness today. Head of the EU Technical Support Office, Xavier Canton Lamos, said the EU has been there to help protect our people.
To the request of Belize, the EU has once more responded positively by making these vaccines available to the country. These vaccines will contribute greatly to maintain the level of COVID cases low in the country. I've seen the figures lately, it seems to rise again, so we have to be vigilant. It is important to vaccinate as many people as possible and reduce the spread of the disease.
Children have been the only category of Belizeans that before now have not had immunizations against COVID-19. But as CEO in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Dr. Julio Sabito said, this procurement now makes all of our people protected.
The procurement of COVID-19 vaccines has been one of the great achievements for Belize. Throughout all the uncertainties of COVID-19, there is a certainty that the COVID-19 vaccine protects against severe disease and death. The Pfizer vaccine is the only available vaccine for the 5 to 11-year-old. This group has remained unprotected against severe COVID until now.
Coming up, Hurricane Agatha dissipates, but remnants of the storm threatens flooding in the north. Details when we return.
Hello, friends. This is Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word.
The Bible says, "My soul thirsteth for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? My tears have been my meat day and night, while they continually say unto me, Where is thy God?" Here is a question that many have dared to ask, often in times of distress and uncertainty and trouble. I once heard of a mother who was having trouble with one of her small boys, and she asked her neighbor what she did when having a similar problem with her son. She replied, "I sent him to the priest." Therefore, the distraught mother made an appointment and carried her son to see the priest. The young boy was ushered into a room to meet the priest. He looked around and saw all kinds of different icons, and then the priest walked in with his strange-looking robe on and said to the young boy, "Where's God?" The young boy just stared in fear. The priest said a second time, "Where is God?" The boy was frightened and continued to stare. A third time the priest said, "Son, I said, where is God?" This time fear gripped the little fella, and he ran out to the waiting room where his mother and other brother were, and the brother said, "What is wrong?" He replied, "God is lost, and they think we did it." Well, dear friend, God is not lost, but I can tell you where He is. The Lord is nigh unto them of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. If you're hurting, then call upon the Lord, and you will find He is near and ready to help.
Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Our days are busy, and it's easy to be on the go and forget to take care of yourself. How often do you stop and take a good look at your life? And when you do you have the brutal realization that who you are today is so far from the person you want to be? Let us help you close that gap. Join us for Sagebrush Church, where you'll learn more about God, the Bible, and yourself. Tune in to hear a powerful teaching and participate in engaging worship every week right here for Sagebrush Church.
Compostable plastics. To understand what a compostable plastic is, we need to know that composting is a natural way to recycle decomposed organic material like oranges or banana peels. So, a compostable plastic is similar to the banana peel in the sense that it also undergoes biological decomposition in a compost site and doesn't leave any toxic residue. In fact, it breaks down into carbon dioxide, water, inorganic compounds, and biomass at a similar rate of compostable materials. This is great because once properly disposed of, compostable plastic food packaging will be broken down in a manner much kinder to the environment compared to plastics. The recycled materials would return to Earth quickly and safely as soil when disposed of in the right environmental conditions and temperatures. It's important to note that for decomposition to occur, all compostable products must reach a sanitary landfill where there is proper management of the waste through disposal and treatment. Click on the link below to see what you can do to help end the nightmare of single-use plastics. I'm Alison Castillo, and now you know.
In the past year and a half, there has been more infrastructure works done than in 3 terms of the previous administration. That is a fact. Working with integrity, commitment, and a clear plan, the government of the People's United Party has upgraded streets and roads in rural communities across this country. New streets have been created, allowing for land expansion and allowing farmers to reach their fields. A focus has been on sugar and citrus roads because we understand the importance of these industries to the country. Culverts have been placed in flood-prone areas, and newly formed road maintenance units work every day to keep our communities and road networks clean. We are serious and we believe in hard work. In a year and a half, we have done so much together. Let us continue on this strong record. Forward together. We will continue to deliver on Plan Belize.
A shooting incident in Belize City on Monday has left 30-year-old Joanna Parham hospitalized with gunshot wounds to her body. Parham, however, wasn't the intended target of the armed assault on Curacao Street. Shortly after 7 p.m. last evening, 19-year-old Anthony Parham was making his way on foot towards his home. Upon reaching the intersections of Gibnut and Curacao Streets, he was approached from behind by an unknown assailant who opened fire on him. Those rounds perforated a car and a pickup truck that were parked nearby and injured his older sibling. Anthony received abrasions to his left hand. The motive for the attack is being investigated by police. 22-year-old Sean Humes and 23-year-old Selvin Waite have been arrested and charged for robbing a store in downtown Belize City. The men entered Midtown store on Saturday afternoon, where they proceeded to hold up Leas Ahmed, the proprietor, at gunpoint. The incident was captured on surveillance footage inside, as well as outside of the establishment. On Monday, Communications Director Fitzroy Yearwood provided additional details.
This happened on Saturday around 3:25 p.m. We know that two persons forced him into the back area of his store and relieved him of an undisclosed amount of cash. The owner of the store, Leas Ahmed, 32 years, have since made the official report, but he's stating that one of the assailants pointed a gun on him and demanded that he open the bars, because I am certain you know that they don't allow people to go into that store to shop.
During the nights, I think.
Okay.
During the nights.
But that person pointed a gun on him, and then the other one came and assisted. They searched the cash drawer, and then he was taken to where they believe he had his stash.
Okay.
And yes, they relieved him of a large amount of cash. We have processed that scene, and we believe that the assailants are from not too far from that area. We do have persons wanted for it. I know that we're looking for one Sean Humes and Selvin Waite and Zeric Ramos. Actually, we're looking for three persons because the third person waited outside.
A Belizean mechanic of Santa Elena town and a fellow mechanic from Sokots village have been charged in connection with the shooting of 26-year-old George Rekenya, a baker of Belize City address. Rekenya was socializing with family and friends in the downtown area of San Ignacio when he was approached by a male person who started an argument with him. During the verbal exchange, Harold Mutri allegedly took out a .38 revolver and fired a single shot, injuring Rekenya.
Saturday, 28 May, around 1:33 a.m., police received information of a shooting victim at the San Ignacio Community Hospital. Upon making checks, they found George Rekenya, 26 years, suffering from a apparent gunshot wound to the body, a single gunshot. Initial investigation revealed that at about sometime after 1, Rekenya was socializing downtown San Ignacio with family and friends when he was approached by a male person known to him. This person took out a .38 revolver and fired a single shot at Rekenya, causing his injury. We are still investigating this matter. This person has been identified to police, and I will be at liberty to release his identity as soon as we have levied charges against him.
Mutri has been charged with wantonly discharging a firearm in public, attempted murder, dangerous harm, and use of deadly means of harm. Meanwhile, 33-year-old Jose Antonio Penados has been charged with abetment to commit murder. A flood alert has been issued by the National Met Service and NEMO for flood-prone areas along northern Belize. Chief Meteorologist Ronald Gordon told News 5 today that while Hurricane Agatha, which struck the southern part of Mexico's Pacific coast, posed no threat to Belize, the storm's remnants are expected to move towards the Yucatan, dumping heavy rains in its path. That has caused over 4 inches of rainfall in parts of northern Belize, and an additional 2 to 4 inches are likely within the next couple of days.
The system will reemerge actually over the Northwest Caribbean Sea or the southern Gulf of Mexico, where currently there's a low chance of it redeveloping into a tropical depression or tropical storm in 48 hours, and a high chance that it does so in about 5 days. In terms of the impacts of the remnants of Agatha and Belize, we expect that to be mostly in the form of rain. With all that rainfall, the threat from this system will be the possibility of flooding to occur. And currently we are focusing mostly in the north due to the fact that that area is getting the most rainfall. However, we should not discount that other parts of the country will also be receiving significant rainfall. So the alert is in general for flood-prone areas of the country for persons to be on the alert and to be prepared to move in the case that they need to do so. If you're moving livestock, it's going to take a while. So certainly that is something that I think folks should have been prepared for. And from as early as we issued the flood watch to know if you're going to be moving or if you need to move your assets, livestock away from low-lying and flood-prone areas. I want to put this in perspective though. We expect a significant amount of rainfall, but certainly we do not expect the amount of rainfall that we saw, for example, from Eta or Iota in 2020 to occur.
NEMO warns people in the Keys along rivers, creeks, and low-lying areas, as well as farmers and fishermen, to be alert and take the necessary actions to save life, livestock, and property. Drivers are also asked to drive with caution and use their hazard lights when driving in the rain. There was a road traffic accident along the Stand Creek Valley Road on Friday evening that has left a male cyclist recovering from injuries on the Southern Regional Hospital. According to Polly Alford, she was driving a Toyota RAV4 along that stretch of road in the direction of Pomona Village, and upon reaching mile 14, she collided into 47-year-old Francisco Pop, who was riding a beach cruiser bicycle. He received severe head and body injuries.
Friday, around 6:15 p.m., police responded to a road traffic accident around mile 14 on the Stand Creek Valley Road, where they saw a 47-year-old man, Francisco Pop, that was hit by a RAV4, driven at the time by female, Polly Alford. She claimed that she was driving from the direction of Belmopan towards Damriga, where this person suddenly swerved into her lane and she tried to avoid hitting him, but unfortunately she ended up hitting him. He was transported to the hospital, the Southern Regional, and then we know that he was transported to Carl Hushna Memorial in a critical condition.
After the break, BEL plans to expand its renewable energy sources to wind and solar energy. But first, here's a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
My name is Kenrick and I live in Belize City, and I am employed as an agent for a company that does reservations for hotels from all over the world. Since amputation, my life has changed minimally. Yes, I don't have my legs to get around, but I have always been an active person. So I do things a little bit more deliberate, a little bit more slower maybe, but I still get it done. Let's say they say we're going to some restaurant, wherever. I need to call and say, do you have access to a wheelchair? And they say, yes, of course. Then I would ask the second question, can I get into your restroom with a wheelchair? And then 99% of the time they'll say no. I would like to encourage everybody who has a disability to not give up. Never, 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 ever give up.
Live and let live. Respect for all Belizeans.
Who offers the best home internet experience? The truth is, Digi, of course. Diginet has the largest fiber network and the fastest speeds with the most reliable service. That's more learning, more earning, more gaming, more bonding, more sharing, getting more things done. And now, Diginet is even more affordable with the new entry plan, a 20 megabits per second fiber connection for just $49 monthly, and increased speeds in all plans. The truth is, only Digi has the ultimate home internet experience, with savings up to $270 when you bundle. Wireless and cable can't give you that. So what are you waiting for? Sign up or make the switch to DigiNet today to enjoy more speeds to get more done. Digi, our national telecom.
The CONCACAF Nations League 2022 is ready to kick off. On Thursday, June 2nd at 4 p.m., your Belize Jaguars will host the Dominican Republic at the FFB Stadium in Belmopan. And after going on the road to play Guatemala on June 5th, they will be back on home turf on Thursday, June 9th as they take on the French Guyana national team at the FFB Stadium at 4 p.m. Catch all the action live from Belmopan on Channel 5 and on our News 5 Facebook page, June 2nd and June 9th, starting at 4 p.m. Let's support and cheer for our national team, the Belize Jaguars, as they get the ball rolling for this year's CONCACAF Nations League Tournament.
Download the SmartStream app on the Android Play Store and create your account to get access to movies and stream at home or on the go. Prepaid customers can purchase regular data packages or get a discounted rate on a special SmartStream package by dialing 7737. Postpaid customers will be billed monthly. Never miss a movie again with SmartStream.
Belize Electricity Limited is preparing to expand its renewable energy sources in order to become self-sufficient. BEL relies heavily on Mexican supplier CFE to supply power to the national grid. While CFE sells to Belize at mostly low rates, recurring instabilities in CFE's system often leads to countrywide blackouts. With a self-sufficient system in place, dependence on Mexico's power supply would become secondary. BEL would be able to adequately distribute its supply without relying on imported energy. According to the company, this initiative is data-driven, and they believe the time to act is now. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
The Belize Electricity Limited is expanding its reliance on renewable energy. A least cost expansion study recently completed reveals the potential for investment in solar, winds, and battery-powered energy that could see renewable energy sources increase from 55% of local supply to 70% in the short term. A least cost expansion study seeks to determine the most economical generation expansion.
We're focusing on renewable energy resources and self-sufficiency. Simply meaning that we're looking at utility scale solar. The expansion study is suggesting that we can get anywhere between 45 and 60 megawatts of solar on our network. To put that in perspective, our entire grid needs right now is about 110 megawatts. The study is saying we can have as much as 45 to 60 megawatts additional of solar on the network. It also speaks of wind technology that we're able to experiment based on the studies that have shown the potential for wind in certain areas of the country. It also calls for battery systems where we will install 10 or 20 megawatt size battery technology systems for immediate response when we have issues on the network, and also for solar intermittency.
Self-sufficiency would mean that the national grid will be less vulnerable to external shocks and nationwide blackouts, like what occurred on Friday when BEL lost supply from Mexican supplier, CFE.
What is important to understand is for a stable grid, the energy demand must match the energy supplied. And when we lost the Mexican connection, the system responded as it should by shedding demand to match the supply available in country. We had areas in Cayo, Stan Creek, and Toledo, which remained with power from our local supply. We did, however, later on suffer a total power outage to the entire country as our local IPPs were unable to support the demand of these areas that remained online. Typically, we aim for about an hour and a half restoration time. However, this process did take 2.5 hours for most areas, but the system was restored before we reconnected to CFE.
New legislation will see the creation of a distributed generation system whereby households will be able to sell power back to the national grid.
The way how we are proposing to roll out distributed generation, first of all, we've submitted to the PUC draft legislations to allow for distributed generation solar PV. That is both the interconnection standards to ensure that these systems are installed properly and interconnected to a network safely, and also two tariffs, the tariffs for distributed generation and a feed-in tariff that allows BEL to be able to purchase excess power from these producers, the independent producers' households, because they will have solar systems on their roof that may have excess energy produced that they want to feed back into the BEL grid. We want to be able to compensate customers for that, for the energy they export back to the grid. But we are also contemplating providing.
Fuller says these upgrades will serve to stabilize the cost of electricity in Belize and will come at no increased cost to customers.
This is the plan that we have, and it's immediate. We don't want to wait any longer, and so we're hoping that once this study is finalized and we're in the final leg of getting this study completed and published, we will share it with the regulator, and the regulator will then be able to be in a very good position based on the study to determine what RFPs will go out immediately for the new renewable energy resources that we need to implement on the grid. This is not a medium or long-term direction that we want. It's immediate. Whatever the study says that we need to put in now, we want to put in now, because we're at a point where our network is growing, our demand is growing, and we want to be less reliant on the CFE supply and have the internal, the in-country sources available to us to be as self-sufficient as we can.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
In addition to BEL's planned distributed generation system, customers without the necessary finance to install a solar panel system may qualify to enter into an agreement with BEL for the company to cover the cost of the system. Fuller says a customer who takes this route will still be able to enjoy low-cost electricity while receiving compensation for the excess power generated and transferred to the national grid.
We're also contemplating providing, in fact, we've done the studies, we've done the development of customer propositions to be able to offer our customers solar PV systems where we will own and operate the solar on your roof. You will have zero out of pocket. We will install the solar on your roof. You will enjoy the benefit of green energy You will enjoy the benefit of the cheaper sources or the cheaper energy from that solar PV system. You will remain our customer. And so there will not be a per se revenue loss. It will just simply mean that the sources of energy that we have to purchase to supply will also come from you. You will supply yourself, and also the excess that you may have supplied from your system will also be able to feed back into the grid, and we'll be able to compensate you for that energy on some price set by the PUC.
BEL loses thousands of dollars in revenue annually due to illegal connections. The company says it is prepared to regularize households that are connected to the grid illegally. However, a lack of proper distribution infrastructures, such as roadways, in some of these areas presents the greatest challenges. Fuller says BEL is now working with local and national entities to address these inadequacies.
11.5% losses annually. That includes both technical losses and what we refer to as commercial losses. About 7%, I believe, of that 11.5% is considered technical losses. Yes, Karik, where it's the system losses associated with the transmission of energy from the independent power producers to the customer. There's a natural technical losses based on distance, based on temperature that the system will see. But you're right, there's quite a bit of what we refer to as commercial losses. We have a team specifically addressing those commercial losses that do inspections of customer installations. But to speak directly to your thoughts on those communities that we are not able to properly serve with the right infrastructure. And there's some that we can call in Belize City, Gongolong, there's a Krum Lagoon area. These areas, we're not able to go in and build our distribution infrastructure because we require established roadways, a right-of-way, a utility corridor to be able to run our infrastructure. And so we're working very diligently to try and work with both local and national bodies to be able to regularize the situation by looking at how best can we go in there and install our infrastructure to be able to serve these customers the right way. We know these customers still pay for electricity, They may not pay BL, but they pay someone for that wire that hangs off the pole. And so these customers want to pay for the electricity that they use.
Electric vehicles are the future of transportation. In Belize, less than 10 electric vehicles are on the nation's highways. The number is now expected to increase with an investment in the creation of an e-mobility ecosystem. The ecosystem will see charging stations and other necessary facilities in municipalities and villages across the country, and BEL is leading the charge.
The current project we have is a pilot project that includes 12 charging stations that we will deploy countrywide. These will be in Dangriga area, San Ignacio, Orange Walk. We're hoping to put one at the airport in Benwapan and a few locations in Belize City. The idea is to provide the facilities to entice the auto dealers to import electric vehicles. Because when we first did the market study and spoke to these different stakeholders, the overwhelming response was, well, or partners or car dealer partners outside of Belize will not allow us to import electric vehicles until there's a national charging network in place. And so we've completely designed a complete EV or e-mobility ecosystem that includes charging stations. Charging stations is only a component of that entire ecosystem that we're building. And we're already looking at phase 2 of this pilot, or the full implementation, by installing additional charging stations at hotels, in Punta Gorda, in Corozal, in all the strategic locations we believe customers may want to stop and charge their vehicles.
When we return, the senior men's team is ready to face off with Dominican Republic in the CONCACAF Nations League. But first, here is the weather forecast with data from the Belize Met Service.
Welcome to Samsung's awesome experience right here in Belize. Come check it out. Not sure which Samsung Galaxy A series is right for you? Touch, play, and learn about your device before you buy. Once you've purchased your device, you can now benefit from the full Samsung service experience. Your phone is covered by a 1-year local warranty. This includes manufacturer defects and software and hardware issues caused by the manufacturer. Enjoy your phone with peace of mind knowing that your Galaxy is protected. And when your warranty expires, you can still bring it to our certified Samsung Repair Center. Our technicians will diagnose and repair your device with Samsung original parts and machinery. Enjoy the Samsung experience when you shop at any of our authorized partners countrywide, including Cellular World, Digi, Odette's Home Center, Debari, Tropigas, and Quartz. Join the Samsung experience in Belize today.
Westtrack Limited is committed to working hard every day to ensure you get the right products at the most affordable price. We strive to have the greatest selection of quality, affordable, and timely products and services that will enhance your personal or corporate lives. With an extensive line of products, we'll be sure to have what you need. For even faster service, you can contact us on Facebook, WhatsApp, or by email. We look forward to seeing you come through our doors at your nearest Westtrack branch today.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
Messi! Off goal! What a goal from Leo Messi! What an incredible strike from Leo Messi! Neymar and Messi is standing over this. Messi! Off goal! What a goal from Leo
Great entertainment stays with you, and we bring you great entertainment. Next Gen, the ultimate digital experience.
It's almost lunchtime and Alice is getting hungry and forgot to bring cash. She remembers that eCash now has a geolocation feature in which she can easily view the eCash merchants near her, especially restaurants. Her co-workers also ask her to order food for them.
Chicken chow mein, please, and a Coke.
The merchant sends her the payment link. She taps confirm, and within a few minutes, her food is delivered. Alice then views her transaction history and taps on the transaction recently made. Then taps the split the bill button where she selects the unevenly option and moves the bar to the desired amount per person. The request is then sent to her friends. Her colleagues accept the request and are ready to enjoy their meals. Geolocation and splitting the bill via eCash make Alice's life a whole lot easier.
The Football Federation of Belize is on a mission to make it once again to the Gold Cup. And for some time now, it has been readying the national senior men's team who they believe can make that a reality. They officially introduced a team which included some familiar faces, as well as some young blood, who they say is the best national team they've ever had. Today, News 5's Dwayne Moody was at the FFB headquarters in Belmopan for the press conference.
23 athletes were introduced to the country at the FFB headquarters as the Belize national senior men's team to participate in a series of qualifying matches in the CONCACAF Nations League over the course of the next 2 weeks. It is their hope to make it to the 17th edition of the CONCACAF Gold Cup in 2023.
This is the second edition of this tournament. But I don't want us to look at it as we're playing the CONCACAF Nations League. This is actually the road to Gold Cup. This is one of our best chances in terms of our grouping to once again have Belize in the Gold Cup, which, as you all know, is a prestigious tournament for our region.
The team is comprised of athletes from across the country as well as Belizean football players overseas in neighboring Honduras, the US, and England.
You know, this is a great opportunity for myself and for all the players here. You know, I know there's a couple of players that have been here for a while, but I just feel a sense of excitement going into this tournament, not because it's my first time here, but because God had sent me here for a reason.
Based on everything that I see in training and the players that can agree with me, personally, this is the best I've seen the national team train in terms of the way we move the ball, the way the team's bonding, like Eugene said. It's really, really exciting from my point of view, from the coach's point of view, and I don't really have much to say. I think the only thing is it's down to the fans to come out on Thursday and really see the hard work that everybody was put in on the pitch.
Feels so great with around some great talented players from my country. Understand? The work that we put in right now, very good. Coaching staff, assistant, everything on and off the field. We bunk with everybody. We got some experienced players and we got some young players, and we got a good mix. And I think if we go out on Thursday and move the ball like how the coach wants and we do it together as a group, I think on Thursday we should get that victory what we need.
Also making the cut this year is star striker Dion McCauley, who was part of the Belize Jaguars team that advanced to the Gold Cup back in 2013.
I think that we have a very talented group of players right here. It's not impossible for us to make the Gold Cup with the teams that we have. It's just up to us to go out there and give 100% for the country. And I would like more passion from the people, not only on social media, but also in the stadium. You know, I personally think that we have a very good group. I know that everybody here is going to give 100%. And with the competition that we have, the hardest team for us will probably be Guatemala. But we are not underestimating anyone. I think that for us, we are going into each game one at a time and get a result in each of the game that we're playing. And if we do that, we'll definitely make it back to the Gold Cup.
In the CONCACAF Nations League, Belize will face off against French Guiana, Dominican Republic, and Guatemala. Dwayne Moody for News 5.
The CONCACAF Nations League will see Belize go up against 3 other countries in this grouping: French Guiana, Dominican Republic, and Guatemala. The first match takes place this Thursday in a home game at the FFB Stadium in Belmopan and will be aired live exclusively on Channel 5 at 4 p.m. So what are our chances of advancing? Well, Team Belize can automatically advance by winning 2 games and drawing 1, totaling 7 points in the tournament. The team is strong and confident that they can deliver for the country. FFB Technical Director Philip Marin breaks down the schedule for the next 2 weeks.
This Thursday, 2nd of June, we'll be playing Dominican Republic at 4 p.m. here at the FFB headquarters. We travel on Friday to Guatemala City to play Guatemala national team at 1 p.m. on Sunday. We return on Monday, the 6th. We train we train the 7th and 8th, and we get ready for French Guiana the 9th of June, which will be at 4 p.m. here at FFB. We train the 10th, and we travel to Miami, then to Martinique, and then to French Guiana to play the 14th against French Guiana, and we return to Belize. We start our journey the 15th, 16th, and we return back to Belize the 17th. If they can give us 7 points, something will happen. They know what is the agreement, and if they can give us 9, and if they can give us 12, right? I believe that these players are hungry, and just by observing the training on the pitch, the movements with the ball and the movements off the ball, and the sequence of attacking, it will be I don't want to count my eggs, but it will be a good game on Thursday going into the tournament. So the 4 games, I'm expecting that we will do very good in the 4 games.
The Aktun Tunichil Muknal or ATM cave in Tea Kettle Village has been a popular tourist destination. And with the opening of a newly built facilitation center, the archaeological site is expected to become even more famous to tourists, both locals and foreigners alike. The new facilitation center has been under construction over the last 16 months, and on Monday, the Minister of Tourism, along with the Cayo South area representative, where the facility is located, were on hand to open it. News 5's Marian Ali files this report.
The symbolic cutting of the ribbon on Monday at the Tea Kettle Aktun Tunichil Muknal or ATM Facilitation Center near the entrance to the cave, bearing the same name at mile 55 on the George Price Highway, marked the start of a collaboration between the Belize Tourism Board and the Office of Cayo South Area Representative Julius Espat to improve the tourism infrastructure in the immediate area of the popular archaeological site. Minister of Tourism Anthony Mahler pointed out that the coming together of the two entities was a key ingredient in maximizing the tourism potential of the site.
You can have the second largest barrier reef, you can have ATM cave, you have all the Mayan sites, you have a diverse people. But if you don't have the adequate infrastructure to support it, your tourism growth and development will be stunted.
The facility is one that, according to Espat, was long overdue.
The idea is that the tourism buses will stop here. They will have facilities that we should upkeep to the highest standards of hygiene and cleanliness. We should be able to pick up the tickets that are needed to be able to access the cave. But most importantly, it will give the village council, which I know will be a new village council Sunday, an opportunity to be able to have stalls where people can be able to sell their products. Most people are not aware, but the best basket weaving, I believe, in the entire country comes out of young girl.
The facility is expected to complement the cave's natural features, which the tourism minister believes set it apart from other tourist destinations.
Still today, my favorite tour. If you look at all the trends after COVID, they're saying that people want green spaces, people want a life-enhancing experience on their vacation. Vast majority of people want that. And that is what ATM does. It is a truly, truly spiritual experience when you go through that cave with a knowledgeable guide.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
Just ahead, a call for entries for the Fisher of the Year when we return.
The CONCACAF Nations League 2022 is ready to kick off. On Thursday, June 2nd at 4 p.m., your Belize Jaguars will host the Dominican Republic at the FFB Stadium in Belmopan. And after going on the road to play Guatemala on June 5th, they will be back on home turf on Thursday, June 9th as they take on the French Guyana national team at the FFB Stadium at 4 p.m. Catch all the action live from Belmopan on Channel 5 and on our News 5 Facebook page, June 2nd and June 9th, starting at 4 p.m. Let's support and cheer for our national team, the Belize Jaguars, as they get the ball rolling for this year's CONCACAF Nations League Tournament.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new Smart Stream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, Smart Stream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy. Be like me and stream on the go with Smart Stream.
The Land Registry Department of the Ministry of Natural Resources, Petroleum and Mining continues to carry out its land registration mobile clinics across the country. The department's latest stop was in Hopkins, St. Bite, and Placencia. Residents showed up to renew old land titles under the deed system to a land certificate. Here is a brief look at how that activity went.
We are doing this first registration mobile for the entire country. We choose Placencia because we have a lot of landowners in St. Bite, Hopkins, and Placencia itself that do not submit their application as yet for first registration, and majority of these landowners live abroad. So you want to encourage landowners to submit their application so that we can have this application in the system so that they can check on the status online. It is important to register your land due to compulsory registration. The Register Land Act was established in 1977. One of the objectives of the Register Land Act was to simplify the procedure for dealing with title. Title from the deed system, non-parcel-based system, to a parcel-based system, the land registry system.
A Belize City resident is seeking financial assistance on behalf of his eldest brother, Alexander Cardenas. Milton Cardenas, the middle child of 3 brothers, is taking on the medical expenses associated with Alexander's ailment. Alexander has racked up nearly $10,000 in hospital bills. Due to his deteriorated physical condition, he is unable to work. And while Milton has been making down payments on the outstanding debt so that Alexander can continue to receive treatment, he says he has been neglecting his own bills. So Milton Cardenas, a cab driver, reached out to our newsroom to give us an interview. Here is what he told us.
My brother Alexander, he right now he's critical, right? He have a tube in his stomach and he can't talk. He have one tube in his throat where he have to breathe through, you know, and the doctor is saying no, that that will remain in our for life. Alex is a city bus driver. We drive city bus for many years. He basically mostly in a Belama road. He used to do Belama road for among years. Then found that he does do Fabajo in a one at least couple of times, and then Central American Boulevard. Yeah. The road for Central American Boulevard, no. Okay. What happened in 2020? He suffered strokes in the city bus, right, and that a couple of years ago, right, and then so right now he stopped drive, and then right now he get into an incident whereby his throat was slit, no, and that's the way leading to right now. So, well, yes, the burden is on me fully right now because I have the medical bill on my behalf, plus I have my own personal bill too as well, right? Yeah, I have my rent to pay and I have my mortgage to pay, right? And then now this is one extra expense again.
What the
right?
bill?
The bill so far, the bill is was $9,719.50. Right, I do a down payment I it for $1,895, and I have a balance of $7,824.50. So I was just pleading out to the public and see if I could have asked for a financial assistance, no, and so that I could to try to take care of this bill. And also I'm really well. There is always a second opinion, and we really want to try to see if I can get across one of the borders to see if I can do a next step again. You know, I really don't want to give up half a hand on my brother, and in age-wise, he's the one that I follow.
Anyone wishing to contribute can do so at Milton Cardenas Belize Bank account number 214-848-010-160-025. Or telephone at 632-6690 or 650-4084. The Wildlife Conservation Society is calling for nominations for the Fisher of the Year Award 2022. As of June 1st, interested persons will be able to make submissions. The winner of the Fisher of the Year Award, as well as 2 outstanding Fisher Awards, will be announced on June 29, 2022, Caribbean Fisher Folks Day. We spoke with Desiree Arzu, the communications coordinator at WCS, via Zoom for further details.
We're asking the public whether you know a fisher as a friend, whether you know a fisher as a family member, whether you know a fisher neighbor, to send in the names of those people that you think might be qualified to be voted as Fisher of the Year or an outstanding fisher. And who knows, they might be selected for the Fisher of the Year 2022. What are we looking for? First of all, you need to let us know who you are. Who are you who is sending the nomination? What is your name? Send us your contact information. Send us the name of the fisher that you're nominating and what is your relationship to that person. The third thing we're looking for is the number of years that person has been a fisher. So it doesn't matter if they've just started fishing or whether they've been fishing for a while. You can just let us know how long that person has been fishing. The other criteria that we're looking for is whether that person is a part of a fishing association or a cooperative. And we ask for this because, it's important that people go fishing, that fishers bring in the seafood for their families and for the general public. But it's also important that they stay active in an association or a cooperative to show that it's not just about taking, but it's also about giving back to the community. And through associations and cooperatives, they can do exactly that. Final thing that we're asking folks who send in names of nominees to do is to write a 250-word essay. And in that essay, could you tell us how that fisher that you've nominated has been involved in fisheries management, how they have conducted themselves to ensure they are sustainably, they are fishing sustainably. And you also need to tell us how they've showed resilience.
You can request nomination forms at drzu@wcs.org or at the Fisheries Department. Nomination forms can be dropped off at WCS's office on Coney Drive or at the Fisheries Department. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.